Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I was waiting for a link and then I thought of just logging in and requesting it. I don't know if I did that right, but we're
Yes, you
here.
did. So it's just logging on and then joining the live and then we request.
Cool, cool, cool. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. And you?
Good, good, good. Excited to be doing this with you.
Same. Okay, everyone, this is my friend Joaquin. Olaverria, right? How do you
Yes.
pronounce it in
So
your
it's
beautiful
it's
accent?
so it's
It's
Olaverria.
Olavarria.
Olaverria. You got it. Almost there. You just have to roll the R's a little bit more.
Okay. With Foscari.
With Foscari.
And they they create custom cabinetry, bath, kitchen, and closet solutions, um, and have their showroom in Houston. So, would you like to tell us a little bit more? Introduce yourself.
Yeah, so we are Foscari. We're located in Houston. We opened our doors back in 2005. So we've been here for a little while. We were the first showroom in Houston to do European systematic cabinetry. So we were the first ones to provide that modern finishes and design when it comes to cabinetry. So ever since we've been serving the Houston client and public with modern designs, and we go beyond now than just cabinets. So we do countertops, we do lighting. So essentially, we integrate the whole design
Oh, okay, okay,
and
okay.
provide
I'm
a
so
bunch of
happy to hear
products.
that. I didn't know about the
Just because
lighting and the.
every time that we had a project, like these things, in the kitchen, appliances and fixtures and countertops, they take a role into the design and decision. So we thought might as well, serve these products also.
So smart. I've known Joaquin for a couple of years. He's just the loveliest. And it's a family-run business, correct?
Correct. My mom opened the doors back in 2005. And
And you've just gone through some kind of transformations and
yes,
whatnot.
yes, yes.
Can
So
you tell us a
recently,
little bit about that?
I recently took the lead as the CEO and principal, and we've been having a really good past 2 years. So we've been getting new designers to join our team. We've been growing our team. Obviously, that requires a huge amount of work, but it's very rewarding. So I'm very excited to be taking this new lead.
I'm so happy for you. Yes,
Thank
since
you.
we've known each other, you've just grown exponentially.
Yes.
What have you done? What name a few things that you've done to grow so quickly in
Um,
a short amount of time?
I mean, just essentially being more active and kind of reinventing the way that we carried out our design process, to be a little more updated and contemporary. We do things a little more virtual now, which it enhances the speed that we take projects with. We're doing a lot more social media marketing. And also we still have, since we've been in the industry for so long, we have such a huge base of past clients that we worked with, and referrals, and word of mouth is very important. So we've always had a good reputation, which leads to more projects and clients.
Perfect. So, it, did your mother, she opened the firm in 2005, you said, correct?
Correct.
And was is Houston the very first showroom that you opened?
Yeah, so she is actually an architect. So she graduated back in Argentina. So she always had her own architecture studio in Argentina.
Oh,
And so the factory, so one of the big vendors that we work with, and the reason why we started Foscari, is Johnson, which is from Argentina, which is actually from the small town that we are from, which is Paraná, Entre Rios, which is unknown to most people. But essentially, so we were very familiar with the brand. It's a huge brand in Argentina. Um, and since we grew up in the same city, we were kind of connected with the people that work at Johnson. So that it was a perfect opportunity, considering that we were going to move to the States, to kind of bring that brand that we know, that we're so familiar and has such a big reputation in Argentina, it was a no-brainer.
Okay. So you uh, kind of you knew whenever you were moving over here that you were going to immediately open up a showroom. So that did you kind of check things out and come and you know see a gap in the market in the Houston market, or did you just come here
Uh,
with the
yeah, I understand. So I feel like, and essentially I'm kind of speaking for my mother here because she's the one
yes.
that did all of this research. She came in with the idea that she wanted to open something
Mhm.
regardless what it was, and she knew, her resources when it came to Johnson. But I will say that whenever she started, there was no market for this type of product in Houston.
Oh, okay.
So, it was, and she tells me it was challenging, but you still got a few, the niche was way smaller, but you still got those clients that are aware of European cabinets back then and like contemporary design. So, but it was also still a challenge to kind of educate people into just a new type of product, a new, just
A
something
new
that they haven't
style.
seen before. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it. I love your
yeah.
work. You have
Thank
beautiful
you.
work.
Thank you.
And yeah, I was so drawn to it immediately. I toured Joaquin's mother's home that they built, and immediately I knew that I would like fall in love with their style, and also the showroom, and it was just a match for sure
Yeah,
from the
no,
get go.
we take a lot of pride into the design that we put into it, honestly, and I feel like that's maybe the biggest thing that kind of sets us apart from our competitors, other brands. It's the fact that you're getting a full design service. I mean, we're talking about detailed plans, 3D renders, revisions. We spend a lot of time also integrating other products. Um, and we take a lot of pride in it because we truly, truly love it. Our clients can see that, the relationships that we have with our vendors can see that. So we're really happy to be doing what we do.
Awesome. So do you still source from primarily Argentina, or are there other areas where
So we do. So our main product line would be Johnson from Argentina. But one of our mottos at Foscari is that we never kind of turn down a project because we can't meet a certain requirement that the client brings in. Therefore, that led us to work with other manufacturers too. So we import from Canada. It's called Artcraft Kitchens. That actually gives us a better lead time because it's now not international. Johnson is still our main brand. That's the one that most clients lean towards. And we've also partnered and we're kind of working with a few European brands too. And that just gives our client flexibility when it comes to finishes, pricing, lead time, um, to essentially never say no to a project, right? We always have something available. And that's
right?
kind of like my motto. Never say no to a client, essentially. Like we'll find a way, we'll find a vendor, we'll
It's
find,
smart. It's smart,
yeah,
and 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 it is organic that way. You say no, and then you kind of have to hustle and try to find with a product that is aligned with what they're looking for, and then you have these new connections that grow organically, and
exactly.
you bring them on.
Yeah.
And so that is how you source other lines. Generally, it happens through something that you don't carry and that a client wants, or do you actively source throughout the year?
I would say
Typically,
it's a good balance. It's a good balance. Like I will say that, for example, this year I've learned a lot from clients rather than clients learning from me, which typically it's the other way around.
mhm.
But they've introduced me to great vendors, great fabricators, just people with high craftsmanship here in Houston. And then obviously I'm spending a lot of time researching other brands, and kind of just getting a feel of the overall market. So it's a little bit of both. I did go to Salone de Milano in Italy 2 years ago, kind of looking for a brand, really. That was our goal. Um,
Okay.
so it's a little bit of both. I don't ever want to fall behind and not be able to offer what the market is requiring.
Hmm.
Um, so it's a little bit of both, I would say.
Okay. And then about you personally, were you, before you kind of got into the business and started in this new role, were you always interested in interiors? Were you in
Mhm.
retail? Tell us a little bit about your background.
So actually, no, I don't think I ever really like realized the passion that I have for design up until I started working with my mother. But I will say now that I look back into it, I was as a young kid, I was very creative, very energetic. I would build things out of anything I could find around, and I would put on shows or build forts or even build like haunted houses and have the neighbors come by. Just crazy little things as a
Oh
kid, and
my gosh,
I do
that's
feel
so
like that was kind of like my start point of like liking to like put things together and make them work and make them good looking, I guess.
yeah, I love it. I had no idea.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
should recreate this haunted house
Definitely.
situation.
I'm in. Sign me up.
Okay. Um, all right. Well,
What else?
let's see. What? So we kind of talked about the lines and how many lines that you carry, and that you are, well, whenever you first opened your showroom, that you were kind of the only showroom offering your type of product. Have other showrooms opened that are kind of quote unquote your competitor in Houston?
Yes. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, totally. I feel like within the last like maybe 5 to 7 years, brands that are already very well established in certain markets like New York, LA, even Dallas is a little bit more advanced when it comes to these brands, I guess. But now there's way more availability in the Houston market. Um, so yeah, things have changed, and that's why, we're always trying to separate ourselves from the competitor by trying to do these things, carry other products, not just that specific cabinetry line. Um, so yeah, it's a little bit more competitive, but I feel like it's a healthy competition.
Yeah. Um, and you kind of touched on how you are evolving with social media and doing just more technologically advanced offerings and things like that. Do any of the lines, are they exclusive to you so that your brand is the only carrier of those lines? Is that often what you
Yes,
try to uh, you know establish
established.
these these very exclusive lines to your
Uh,
company?
yes, yes, yes. So for the cabinetry lines, we are exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
We do carry some products that you can go find somewhere else. I will say that, I mean, we try to get a little picky when it comes to that. Essentially, we don't want our products to be a Google search away. Just because we invest a lot, there's a lot of time, operational time into, having the showroom and educating the client and investing in the design that it wouldn't necessarily be ideal if they can just go find it
I
online.
mean, it's a huge problem in the
Hmm.
interior industry. It is
It
or the
is.
design industry to be shopped. Your clients shop you. It can be a little defeating. So I
It
relate
really
to
can.
that on a cellular level.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes. Um, well, so the other is, are I had two questions. Are the majority of your clients local, and do you take international and national clients?
Yes. So the answer is yes. We just installed a kitchen back in March in California.
Okay, perfect.
But they were past clients. We did their kitchen in Houston 10 years ago. They
Okay.
moved to California and they wanted the same exact kitchen in California, so obviously we said yes. And we're working on a house in Austin right now. that we worked on the initial house of this client in Baton Rouge about 10 years ago almost.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so we're not just local, and we have this really big project coming up in New Braunfels too. So no, I will drive out of the loop to make this happen.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And then as far as whenever the design comes around, do you find that most of your clients come to you and they're super specific about what they want, or open to hearing what your suggestions are? And
hmm
I get a mix of both. Is it the same
Absolutely.
for you?
It's the
Okay.
same. It really, really depends. You get a client that walks in with this is the design, just make it come alive. And there's
Uh,
some people that just have absolutely no clue where to start.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just kind of approaching, the client and the project, tailoring it to whatever they're bringing on the table. Um, so I would say it's a good percentage, although if the client comes to us and they give us something that we think that it's not the most optimal, or that we can make a little adjustment to improve something, enhance something, most of the time they will listen and be open to
Hmm.
suggestions.
Hmm.
But you have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, great. Um, and then, do you have any upcoming fun plans for expansions or anything in the pipeline that you'd like to share with the audience?
Yeah, so we are working on our second story expansion in our Upper Kirby showroom. So that's going to be here next year. We're looking to expand, obviously, our showroom. So we're going to have a bunch of more displays, live displays. But I'm also partnering up with more vendors. So we're going to be exclusive to this Italian brand called Foster, which they make beautiful sink faucets and appliances. So we're
Oh, so
growing,
you're
and
expanding to appliances. I love it.
right. I mean,
So
it
smart.
only makes sense if you're going to have a live kitchen display,
Yeah,
and you're going to
that
need
you
a
offer
faucet, for
everything.
example. Exactly.
I
Why turn
love
down the
that.
business?
How do you, what are your main sources of inspiration?
Well, I look up to my mother a lot, so she's a huge source of inspiration. But really, I get inspired by just everyday things that just kind of surround my everyday, essentially. Whether it's a good lighting in Sunday morning, or it's a house that we're walking through, or just driving by. I take a lot of look at my surroundings, and I'm always just kind of feeling inspired by everything just around me, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. And travel is huge for me. I love to
Huge.
be just kind of immerse myself into different surroundings and environments and cultures and things like that. I definitely take so much inspiration from that and bring it into my work and my design.
Totally.
So that's
Super important,
interesting.
because I feel like if you're kind of boxed in into, just one way of thinking, or just seeing things, there's a huge, I do agree with that tremendously. Traveling and just being aware that there's so much out there, essentially, and there's cultures that are so vibrant and so just so different. Doesn't mean good or bad. They're just inspiring. It keeps you just feeling refreshed and
Completely.
alive.
Right. Because, sometimes passion isn't isn't enough. You have to continually uh,
Totally,
expand
totally.
whichever way connects with you the most.
No, totally.
Great. Well, okay, so we'll start with our closing questions.
Let's do it.
All right. What is your favorite designer, people, artists uh, that inspire you?
hmm Um, To be honest, like I don't necessarily have like a favorite designer. I am a huge music fan, so I do have a lot of music that inspires me. Um, and it's I listen to electronic music mainly. Um, but I every time I'm designing something, I put my headphones on and it takes me to a different space. So I would probably say like music artists, and there's plenty of them, so we're not even going to get into that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, Joaquin used to teach spin and always had the best music
Yes,
to the spin classes. So he's multi-talented
yes,
in
you
design
know.
and fitness. It was amazing. So
That was
that
fun.
answer does not surprise me. Um, okay, and then what are your favorite? Well, one, what is your personal design aesthetic? Is it similar to what you see in your showroom?
Yes. I mean, it kind of, it's always evolving and always changing.
Yes.
But nowadays, I'm more into, soft, neutral colors with a pop of, I love a darker, moody, uh, board, but also nudes and very simple. It kind of just leaves space and air, uh, for things to happen and for you to breathe. So I'm all over the place, I would say.
Okay. And your favorite places to shop for home goods and whatnot. Your favorite showrooms and places to shop outside of Foscari.
Favorite showrooms. I mean, I love going to Casa and seeing all of the beautiful furniture. Um, would Target count into that question?
Totally.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're huge Target fans for sure.
Okay.
And honestly, we do a lot of like online shopping as well. Even
Okay.
like on Instagram or like Facebook Market, we're looking for just something to get, something to change up at the house.
Who's your favorite designer? I've never asked you this before. Do you have a favorite?
Not necessarily, not necessarily. I will
Okay.
get back to you on that question.
Okay. Well, this was amazing. Thank you so much
Thank you,
um,
Amanda.
for being my guest and just your light and everyone go check out Foscari, please. Do you have any examples of recent work, or would you kind of ask everyone to
Say that again.
visit your website or social media to see any kind of recent work?
Social media, we don't post a lot of projects, but we are working on rebranding our website right now. So we
Okay.
will have a lot of pictures from our projects that we kind of have scattered all over the place right now between house, our website, and just files. So check out our website and it's going to be updated soon. So and visit our showroom because we are here and we're not going anywhere.
Perfect. And one more question. Do you see any trends that are happening in the bath, kitchen space that you'd like to expand on?
Well, colors are coming back. Pops of color. There's a lot of mid-century design, Scandinavian design is coming around. Um, white, the contemporary look that was maybe 10 years ago, which was like the white and black kitchen. It's kind of fading off, and people are a little more open to doing a bolder color, using darker colors. Um, but I will say like the mid-century, just the pop of color, like the pink and greens and blues and soft blues are coming back, I would say.
All right. Thanks again.
You're
And I
welcome.
hope
It
to
was
see you
great.
soon.
Yes, totally. We will.
Have a lovely rest of your week.
You too, Amanda. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.